Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at one of my favorite Pokemon, and that is going to be Rhyperior. So Mudslap did get buffed in the sense that it does generate energy faster. It's not going to be doing more damage, it's just going to be generating energy a lot quicker here. So we're going to be going with Breaking Swipe, which unfortunately has been nerfed, so you do not get the attack drop every single time, but it still works out for us here. And for the other move, we're going to be going with his Community Day move, Rock Wrecker. Now, you can go with Superpower, you can go with Surf, you could even go with Earthquake. But I'm just going to go with the Rock Wrecker here, as it is going to be getting stabbed, and it is a pretty good move here. But with that said, I had an absolute blast using this team. You're going to see the weak connection frequently popping up on my screen here for a good amount of the battles. You gotta love it. I was on my Wi-Fi internet. I have amazing speed. So, yeah. So we're also going to be putting Rayquaza on the team. Later, we're going to take off Mewtwo and put on Kyogre, and the team still works out amazing here. But with that said, if you do enjoy my content and you want to support the channel, if you can give this video a thumbs up, that'd be much appreciated. And let's have a little fun here with Rhyperior. Now, folks, this is not conclusive yet. What I'm about to tell you could be big news. Could be big news, okay? Pretty big game changer for a lot of us out here. But between me and somebody else, we've been talking. We still need to do a couple more days of experiments. But we do believe we found out the link between what is this hard mode and easy mode in our accounts. Is it something set in stone and we're just screwed? Maybe not so much. And that's all I'm going to say for now. I have to wait another day. And then once I have come up with this data here, or at least my hypothesis and the evidence that we have gathered, then I will bring it and present it to you in that manner. I won't say definitively that this is 100% going to work, but it's an absolute solution. And I noticed a massive difference doing this with this team. Okay, but that's all I'll say for now, so make sure you have notifications on and are awaiting for this video, because you don't want to miss it. All right, with that said though, let's get into the commentary here. Mewtwo is always a great Pokemon, going with double legacy right here with the Psystrike as well as Shadow Ball. A very nasty combination, but you don't want to get stuck up against dark type Pokemon, specifically Yveltal or Zarude. So we're Psycho cutting them down there. That's a pretty rare thing to see up against a steel type right there. And we're bringing in the Rayquaza. We are shieldless at this point, hitting me with a Surf. And I think we're going to try to get to that Dragon Ascend. Let's go. One of the hardest hitting moves in this game. Bam! Especially coming from Rayquaza. And we're taking the 100th win there. Great. Let's go ahead and collect these star pieces here, or this Stardust. And we did turn on the star piece, so we're getting a little bit more. All my XL rare candies are going right into Zygarde. You better believe it. Next game, we're met with a Xerneas. So we do need to look out for close combat, but this is going to be a 100% level 51 Rhyperior, so we're going to be able to take that quite nicely and still be in the yellow. And then they're going to actually debuff themselves. Moonblast? Oh, they're going straight for close combat, retreating and bringing in a Melmetal. So we're going to go ahead and build up a little bit of energy here and then swap into Mewtwo to kind of just absorb the rock side that they're throwing at us here. Man, if we would have stayed there with the Rhyperior, that would have done virtually nothing. So, shoot. Oh well. We're going to go ahead and preserve it though. Go straight for the Shadow Ball up against this Melmetal here. Weak connection, weak connection, weak connection. What in the actual hell, man? Like I said, look at the spinning little ball there. Just constantly going. Constantly. It did affect some of my gameplay, but it is going to be going away after, like, I don't know, like maybe like 6 more battles, maybe 4 more battles. All right, so we're bringing in the Rhyperior. They go for the close combat. We're going to go straight for the Rock Wrecker, as they do bring in their Yveltal, just about getting one-shotted by that super effective rock move. Bringing in the Rayquaza to farm them down, and we're just going to go ahead and throw the Breaking Swipe here, see if we can get a shield, but they're not giving it up. That's perfectly fine, because the Rhyperior's quick move damage is going to be doing so much that we don't really need to worry about them not using a shield or whatever, because they're not going to be able to get to 3 charge moves here. So it's going to be a Moonblast, great, and they'll get to a close combat, or not even that, they're going to back out, and we take that win. All right, thank you Rhyperior and team. We will be leading Rhyperior the entire time. Met with the Dialga. This is a decent lead here. Now, what's going to happen is Iron Head is super effective. You do need to shield that up. And then, of course, Rock Wrecker is not very effective to the steel, so you're going to keep on going with that Breaking Swipe. We get the attack drop, which is amazing. Love to see that. And we will absolutely be shielding up this Iron Head. And you will be able to kind of outpace them here. Well, I mean, I wouldn't call it outpacing, but yeah, we take the win. They had to use a actually, no, we do. They used a shield. All right, never mind. Yeah, we're good. All right, so they're bringing in their Metagross here. So we're just going to stay put right where we're at, lowering the attack. Bullet Punch is going to be super effective to the rock type here, but they are going to be throwing and not farming us down, which is going to be absolutely amazing here. And I do believe we did lower their attack. So we bring in the Mewtwo and get to the Shadow Ball. Low connection, weak connection, weak connection. I felt like it was screwing me over on energy gain because of that, but we're not going to go too hard off on that right now. We'll let it be for now. Go for the Shadow Ball as the Psychic is massively resisted. And they do have a Palkia in the back here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go for the Side Strike, of course. And unfortunately not getting to the next one. Aqua Tail's not going to KO, but I think we might. Oh my gosh, that was so stinking close. Now, Aqua Tail's not enough to KO, so they're going to have to go for their big move here. But a Breaking Swipe is going to do enough to take out this Palkia. And we're taking the win. Let's go. What are we going to see next here? Oh, another Rhyperior. What do you know? Let's have a little fun here. What do we got? What's the combat power on this thing? We are a little bit higher. I'm pretty sure. I do believe I ran into one that was the same. It was like Best Buddy 100% IV2. But for whatever reasons, they kept winning the combat for the CMP. I was like, what in the world is going on here? All right, and we're going to go for a Breaking Swipe, of course. And we will survive this by an inch. I think we're going to have a double KO here. All right, never mind. They're surviving by an inch. Lovely. Because they did get the attack drop before me, unfortunately. For me. Bringing in a Dialga. Not something that we would particularly want to see with the Mewtwo, but we still can put on the pressure with Shadow Ball. And they are throwing here, which is good. We didn't want to see them trying to farm all the way down. Going for an Iron Head. We don't really want to bring in Rayquaza. I mean, we can put up a fight up against Dialga, but damn, that Dragon Breath damage digs right the hell in. Especially if you didn't lower the attack. So we are going to double shield them here. Got to be on our toes for them to swap potentially. So we're going to go straight for the Shadow Ball here. Shield this game. And we swap into the Rayquaza to farm them down. What do you have in the back? What did you... Oh, a Kyogre. Okay, great. Now we're just going to build up to Dragon Ascend. Go straight for that and take the win. This is going to one-shot. Let's go. Thank you, Rayquaza. I mean, the damn thing is a beast. Love it. Next game, what are we going to see? A Melmetal. Oh, hell yeah. This is great for us here. And they're going to be retreating, bringing in a Dragonite. We're just going to go ahead and throw the charge move, Breaking Swipe. Why not? Super effective. Bring in Rayquaza to farm them down here. And technically, I may have wanted to shield that up, but I was banking on the fact that they're going to let this go and then come back in here with their Melmetal. We literally survived with 1 HP. It couldn't be any better than that. That's one quick move worth of farm. Well, it has to be that because they have to take us out. All right, great. So we bring in the Rhyperior. We can let a superpower go. Okay, it's going to hurt. That's no problem. What you got in the back? Conkeldurr. Oh, hell yeah. We've got a Mewtwo back here. Now, this is going to be interesting. We lower the attack. We bring in the Mewtwo. Conkeldurr has Brutal Swing, right? Of course, super effective to Mewtwo, which is making this a pretty interesting matchup here. But unfortunately for them, Mewtwo is way too spammy with Psycho Cut and Side Strike. Almost leading to the overpowered end. Absolutely. But yeah, it is overpowered. So there's no way that Conkeldurr is going to be able to keep up here, especially after we lowered the attack. So we go for another Side Strike here, still holding on to 1 shield. And that's about a wrap for that Melmetal. I think we're going to let that go. We'll just bring the Rhyperior to handle it with a bunch of quick moves. And we'll take care of the issue here with the star of the show. Got to love this thing here. So I remember when it was first introduced. Man, it was so awesome. It was like Electivire, Togekiss, this, Magmortar, all those evolutions from other Pokemon from previous generations. It was great. It was good times. Now this Mewtwo has freaking Psychic. Don't ask me. Don't ask me. Okay, I don't know. Sometimes it's just... But check this out. I think they go for a Side Strike though. So we'll let this go. Oh, okay, another Psychic. Never mind. Okay, I'll take that back. Can we farm them down? Yeah, if they had Side Strike, obviously we would not win that matchup in the way we just did. But hey, I'll take it. Gonna go ahead and go for the breaking swipe up against their Groudon here. This is absolutely amazing, as we do have a Rayquaza in the back that's gonna be able to handle this, and we're just chipping away while having them use their energy here, as well as getting shields. Bringing in Rayquaza, of course. I don't know why I'm waiting on the clock, because I never swapped, so yeah. And they do have their own Rayquaza in the back here, so we're going to go ahead and throw the breaking swipe and then bring in the Mewtwo here, so that we do not take all that damage. That quick move damage was really starting to add up as Rayquaza hits itself pretty hard, right? As it's a hard-hitting dragon. Getting to the Side Strike. This will obviously KO the Rayquaza. They have no more shields. We've got one left. They back out. We take the win. We're looking good, and we're moving it on. Let's keep it going here. All right, so like I said, I will be telling you whether or not this works, this hard mode, easy mode, stopping this, essentially go on easy mode, okay? All right, as you can see here, leading with this thing, I would have ran into Kyogre or Zarude at least 6 times in the lead. At least with Rhyperior and doing all my sets. I didn't see one of those one time in the lead. They were definitely on teams, not so much Zarude. But Kyogre was definitely there. It's not like it's some sort of a rare Pokemon to see. And it's not, oh my goodness, I will put Rhyperior on my team and I see a Kyogre on their team. Oh, it's this algorithm is crazy. It's if it's in the front. Okay, I have to emphasize this because people always twist my words. Alrighty, so Rhyperior absolutely dominating. We survive, and of course this freaking thing gets the boost. And we literally had 1 HP as we got that off. Give me your shield. Bringing in Rayquaza. They're going to be retreating. Bringing in their Xerneas here, and we're just going to go ahead and spam Side Strike. This is why Mewtwo is so damn good. It's a very good filler for a lot of teams here, as it's going to be able to spam both Side Strike and Shadow Ball, and those do a lot of damage to a lot of things. All right, getting to the next one here. There's really nothing you can do up against this thing except for shield. Now, at this point, I think what I want to do is let this go. And we'll just bring in the Rayquaza to handle this Xerneas here. Yeah, I'm not going to go for the Dragon Ascend. We're just going to go ahead and go for the Breaking Swipe, as we don't really need to do that here. We can let this go. They do have an energy or charge move ready to go on their Xerneas. Moonblast, as a matter of fact. So we had to hold on to our shield here. They're not going to be able to take us out with their quick move. That's just not happening. It doesn't look like they had a Moonblast. Close combat still would have been enough, and we're taking that win. Next game, met with another Xerneas, coming back for a little revenge here. Sounds good to me. We want to see them go for that close combat. I mean, Moonblast would be great. I think this is actually Moonblast, yeah. Don't want to lower their defense quite yet. And if I do recall this correctly, they let this Rock Wrecker go, and then we quick move them down. Oh, fan-frickin-tastic, Rhyperior. Let's go, buddy. And they do have a Terrakion, which is very interesting. I mean, that thing could actually put in some work for sure. Fighting is always a pretty good typing in the Master League, especially with all this meta garbage. All right, so they're bringing in the Mewtwo, getting a few quick moves worth of energy, which is not, it's fine. This is a decent situation here still. So Terrakion up against Mewtwo, that's all we really need to make sure happens here. I'm pretty sure we're going to want to double shield Rayquaza. Actually, I think Rayquaza may be the one that takes out everything. So we will double shield farm down here. And great. One shield on both ends. Terrakion is pretty much done for. It does have energy, but there's really nothing it can do, especially with the Mewtwo in the back. And letting that go, I think they've just surrendered at this point. Throw in Sacred Sword, and we do have a double KO, but I still have a whole freaking Mewtwo in the back. So we're taking that win. What you're seeing is not a glitch. Don't worry. Do not adjust your screen. That was a thing that I've been hearing commonly, that when you take a win, your screen goes black, and then you go back in, and all of a sudden you don't get your win. I was about to be furious if that encountered or happened to me, but fortunately I was able to get my win. I'm not going to say that the person was intentionally trying to make it do that, but what I will explain is that is a thing where people, I don't know exactly what they're doing to make that happen. I couldn't look it up, but I just don't give a shit, right? So people are doing something, making the game freeze up, so when they lose, you don't get the win, they don't get the loss. So that's another thing we haven't talked about. We literally just made a video yesterday talking about all these exploits and cheats and how they're really here. Anybody who's all these little losers who are, I was just going to start throwing nasty things out. These losers on Reddit or wherever, they they like to congregate and linger and circle jerk themselves. They're all going to say, oh, this is not true. This is like, how is that even possible for one to sit here and claim to be some sort of intelligence, some sort of a whatever, and they can't even see that the freaking what's happening? Like, you see this is real. See, this is what happens when people cheat themselves. They just don't want the truth to get exposed. All right, let's get back on track here before I yap your ear off about that. Till the end of this video, up against Dragonite here, we did have a 2 Rhyperior matchup in the beginning. Got a nice little mirror match going there. And now we're up against Dragonite with our Rayquaza. Shieldless game. Things are getting pretty spicy. I immediately swapped. What the f*** was that? What was that bot swap? I mean, what was that? I mean, we're still fine. But I'm just like inclined to think sometimes that I'm battling bots with the way they swapped at the random time that I did it. There's always somebody in the comments, but they were trying to do this. Like, oh my gosh. Okay. You'll defend a missile about a drop down on your city. You would, but it's for the better. Oh, like, golly, man. Anyway, up against Gardevoir here. Triple and Axel in my butt. Oh no, that's not good. All right, so we're gonna let that go. We have Kyogre on the team here to take control. Since we got a shield out of them, we're gonna go ahead and just let that go. Bring in the Kyogre and farm them down. I figure they're gonna be bringing in freaking Dialga here. Now, we have used no shields. This is not going to KO, so we're going to let it go and then put all of our hope into the Rayquaza. We're going to go for Blizzard here. And, of course, they're going to be shielding it up. All right, leaving them shieldless here and us taking a whole crap load of damage. Now, what we're going to have to see in the back is Kyogre or Ho-Oh. There it is, Ho-Oh. Groudon would have been more ideal, honestly, but we'll take this here. So what's going to happen is we need to farm them down. So we'll shield this up, farm them down, go Dragon Ascend, we'll take the win. This will be enough to KO the Dialga here because it's just so powerful. It's just so powerful even though it's resisted. Good stuff. Next game, let's get into it. What do we got here? A Zacian. All right, we'll take it. Close combat is not going to be something we typically want to see, but we're doing so much damage with our Mud Slap. It's just like, damn, let's go. All right, going to go for the Rock Wrecker right away. They let it go, which is absolutely amazing because this is not something the back of the team really wanted to see here, to be honest with you. Well, I mean, Kyogre doesn't really mind seeing this, so they go close combat here, and we'll let that go. That's all right. We'll bring in the Rayquaza to farm them down, seeing that we don't want to go up against a Fairy. Now, what do you have for me? Dialga? Metagross, right. So, Shiny, Shadow, Metagross. Hell yeah, let's go. Very nice. Very, 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 very nice. But we're going to be getting a shield-breaking swipe, okay? Oh, hell yeah, let's go. All right, so we're going to go ahead and swap into our Kyogre after they do throw that. And they also have a Shiny Shadow Mewtwo. Man, do they have another Shiny Shadow? Was I not paying attention? All right, yeah, this is a very, very flexible team here. We're, that I didn't mean to say it like that. It's a very flexy team. Gonna farm them down here. Unfortunately, having to use this last shield, but that's just the cost of what we're gonna have to do. We'll be all right. We'll be all right. Gonna go for the Dragon Ascend and take the win up against this Metagross here. And all right, looking good. Next game, what are we gonna see here? Got a couple more for you. Palkia. Well, that's okay because we have Breaking Swipe. Now, Palkia is going to pretty much be able to one-shot us with Aqua Tail. It'll bring us down fairly low. All right, we're rocking ground. That's the unfortunate part with Rhyperior. It is a very, very high-risk Pokemon to use because of its typing. Rock is just generally hated by the Pokemon Company, and ground is share similar weaknesses. So, you know, if you're up against water, you know, you're screwed. If you're up against grass, fighting, I mean, it's just a very finicky typing to have, especially with the meta that we do have here. So they wanted a double shield. Okay. Sweet. Sounds good to me. So we're up against the Dialga here. We swap into our Kyogre, and they do have a Ho-Oh in the back. Now, we're not in the clear yet. I mean, they can still screw us over good, and the Dialga still has a decent amount of health left, as well as the attack being not debuffed, and the Rayquaza in the yellow, that's just a couple of Dragon Breaths in real time. It'll take us out. So I decided to go ahead and just start throwing serves here. Yes, they're all resisted, but they're so low that, I mean, they're going to have to throw. They're not going to be able to get... This is an Iron Head. This is not enough. We just won. We can put the phone down. Yeah, exactly. Good game. Let's go. All right. Next one, what are we going to see with Rhyperior? A Mewtwo. All right, I'll take it. As long as it's not like a Zarude or Kyogre or some bullshit manipulated algorithm, which has seemed to stop to some degree because of some sort of technique that we'll talk about in the future. But for now, it still needs a little bit more studying. Yeah, anyways, gonna go ahead and let this go here. And we survive. We've been lowering the attack. Looking good. Going for another breaking swipe. And we take the win. Let's go, let's go, let's go, Rhyperior. And we didn't even have to use a shield. That's awesome. So we have a Yveltal. Okay. Now we have to think about this. If there's a fairy in the back, we're going to be pretty screwed. So we're just going to go ahead and bring in our Rayquaza. And we're actually going to be able to get to the breaking swipe too. Please tell me we lower the attack. And we do. Fantastic. But they're retreating with energy. And I just wanted them to retreat because if you lower somebody's attack and they have energy, they're going to almost be inclined to want to swap to not use that energy because now they're going to be doing less damage. So I figured if there was a fairy in the back, I swap to my Kyogre, we'll bait it out like this, and we'll take care of it, and then Rayquaza is going to be able to handle the Yveltal. No problem at all. And we still have 2 shields, so we're going to let this go. Easy money. Rayquaza typically kind of beats this thing out anyways, unless they do have a massive energy advantage and you're down some shields, then you're not going to be looking good. So what we're going to do is just breaking swipe it up and take the win here. But there you have it, folks. Breaking swipe still looking pretty good. Rhyperior in the Master League, phenomenal. At least with the, I wouldn't call it a trick, with the strategy that we're using to kind of throw off the hard mode. Because if I was running into Kyogres, you better believe there would have been a much bigger rant. Anyways, if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all next time. Take care.
Hey! So you're finally here! Fantastic!